Alrighty, what is up, everybody? It is January 22nd, Monday. Man, I've been lazy this year. I was supposed to told myself I'd go to the gym this morning, but I'd rather make a video, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to talk about an idea I've had, and it's kind of just up for discussion. I don't really know how I feel about it. So kind of the context is we're thinking of like fanship of mixed martial arts. We're going to specifically use the UFC as what we're talking about. So in the idea of gaining more fans for the sport, this past weekend we watched the middleweight title change hands again. Since Izzy lost it to Pereira. Pereira turned around and immediately lost it back to Izzy. Izzy turned around and lost it to Sean. Sean turned around and lost it to Du Plessis. Prior to that, Izzy had held it for 4 years? 3 or 4 years, uncontested. What's that one guy? Only that one guy got close, and that was like his best fight ever. I can't think of it, the short guy. I don't know why I can't think of his name. Everyone knows who I'm talking about. Anyways, he fell off after that. No one else really got close to touching him. So dominant so that he was lapping the division. He was going through defending to the same people again. Like he was on like his third double defense. Which is better from a fan's perspective? Or what is the case? Does that mean, so for the longest, you'll hear me and others say the heavyweight division is absolute trash. I'm not trying to diminish anyone's talents or abilities, but it's fucking trash. The belt's constantly changing hands in the heavyweight division. And it really highlighted how jacked up it was when they gave glory to Stipe for having the most title defenses in the heavyweight division, but they won't tell you how many, and then when you go and look it up, it was 2. Like, that's not a record that you be proud of. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's literally because there hasn't been success in that division. So we haven't seen a lot of popularity in the heavyweight division. And I got a buddy of mine from college, so, like 15 years. And this guy's been telling me this for multiple years now. He'll say, I just can't be a fan of UFC because the champions change too much. There's just no one to get behind. I was like, and he started liking Israel because Israel was up there and was pretty consistent. But he's got a point. In that there's a truth to that too, but at the same. So is the perspective really that was Izzy so dominant, or is the division that competitive, or is the division lacking competition? Like, what is it that's causing such a huge fluctuation? I don't know. And then on top of that, is that better for us as fans or not? We lose a lot of value in the upset. Sean beating Israel was big, but it shouldn't have been as big as they made it out because Izzy had just lost to Alex and he had lost to Jan. I don't know, the upsets, like, it was still big because of the way that the media and the betting portrayed Izzy, but like, I myself as a fan, and from my perspective, I felt like Sean had a really good chance to win that, and I called it as soon as they had it booked. But when I think of the other divisions, when those titles are constantly changing hands, it is hard to keep up with who's dominant, who's this and who's that, and it's hard to stick with it. That's always been a challenge in boxing. Like, how do you get behind a boxer when there's 4 different fucking weight classes and 4 different, what do we call it, promotions? It just doesn't, I don't know, don't make any sense sometimes. And I really don't know, because it's like, if there's a constant fluctuation at the top of the title, you'd think it's a constant changing of talent. But Sean or DDP with their performance, don't act like Sean didn't perform this weekend. Sean absolutely performed. And to be honest, I had Sean winning that fight. It wasn't so blatantly dominant that it was a robbery, but I thought Sean won that fight. But if the competition is so much that it's constantly changing your champion, you think that would make for interesting fights and make for what we want to see, entertainment, quality fights, things that are going to attract viewership. But it doesn't. I'm kind of working through my own thoughts. Like, part of, as I do these videos, see, like, a lot of people that make videos, like Chael, he makes his video, he's got it all planned out ahead of time. I'm winging this as I go every single time, so like my thoughts could change as I'm going through it. Like, I don't want to seem like some superior. Same as with my training. When I train someone, I want us like on a level field. We have to have conversation. Conversation breeds innovation. I used to think that the fluctuation was good for the sport in the sense that it makes excitement. It shows new talent. It shows innovation. But now, I don't know if I really believe that as much, specifically because, like I was saying, I felt like Sean or DDP could have beat Israel this last weekend. It's kind of like that MMA math. Fighter A beats fighter B, but that does not mean fighter A can beat fighter C. And fighter C isn't guaranteed to beat fighter B if fighter A beats B. You get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't always work, and it's the same in any sport, but it's really, really prevalent in fighting. But I guess I'm making this because I'm kind of, if anyone wants to comment or talk or think about it, what are you more likely to be tuned into? You know, well, first I guess I'd ask, what are your thoughts? Do you think it's better to watch a division that's constantly changing champions, or is it more enjoyable and attractive as a fan to see a dominant champion for 3 to 5 years? And there's not really a right or wrong answer. It's just everyone's preference. I don't know anymore. I don't know. It's like when you think of John Jones being as dominant as he was, the dominance isn't there like it used to be. And we saw that with Dominic Reyes and Stephan, I wanted to say Stephan Bonner. Alexander. Ciryl, I don't think, was serious about that fight. That was just sketchy how that went. But I don't know. I just can't decide. I guess, what are y'all's thoughts? Would you rather see a champion and it's more, so like if you were buying one pay-per-view, would you rather that pay-per-view main event be someone who's been champion with 3 or more defenses against a first-time challenger, or would you rather see a guy who just won the belt against a guy who is just now getting their shot at the belt? And when I word it like that, it seems obvious you want that champion. And that's also kind of, Chael will talk about it a lot. Back in the day, the WWE was actually going to buy UFC because UFC was going to try to be a competitor, or there were talks of it. And Vince McMahon straight up said, he's like, the UFC is never going to work, because to be successful, you have to be able to pick your champion and kind of control your champion. I forget his exact words, but he was talking about how wrestling it's scripted and you can control who has the spotlight, and it makes a lot of sense beyond the fact of storytelling. When you got a champion like John Jones that is guaranteed to be out for a year, what does that do for your revenue and promotion? Like, he's not going to be out there competing. So where in WWE you could take care of that, you could take care of it immediately. It's just bam, bam, bam. I don't know, but yeah, that's my video for today. Let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you think is better for the sport, having a dominant champion or a division where the champion's constantly changing?